She made hundreds of videos celebrating her flat chest. She told millions of girls to love their natural bodies.
I don't care. I don't care.
Okay.
I really don't give a f.
She became the face of flat-chested body positivity online. And then she got breast implants. Not because of pressure, not because of insecurity, but, as she puts it, for fun. This isn't just about plastic surgery, it's about trust, influence, and whether the influencer who told you to love yourself was living that truth all along.
This channel is all about you. This channel is dedicated to all small-chested and skinny girls out there.
If you don't know who Clara Dao is, she's a Vietnamese-Canadian influencer known for her empowering videos on body confidence, self-love, and especially embracing her flat chest. She built a massive following across TikTok and YouTube by telling young women that they don't need to fit the mold to feel beautiful.
LCD TV screen or ironing board. That's basically how my chest looks like. But you know what? I love it.
That they don't need big boobs or curves or plastic surgery to be worthy. She posted over 900 videos on this message. For years, she was the go-to voice for girls who never saw their bodies represented in that girl influencer culture. But recently, everything changed. Not just a new aesthetic or a new outfit. Clara went and got breast implants. She didn't just do it, she announced it proudly. In her own words, she did it because she was bored, because she wanted something different, because she wanted to have fun.
Let me tell you the real reason why I did it. And it comes down to one word. Fun.
For some people, that might sound empowering, but for the people who followed her because she represented something deeper, it came across as something else. Confusing, contradictory, and honestly, a little heartbreaking.
Back then, I wanted to help flat-chested girls feel confident. But now, I want to inspire people to break free, to be bold, to be brave, to be unapologetic, and to truly not give a f about what others think. And of course, to have some fun.
Clara started her journey in 2019, making content that challenged beauty standards. She wasn't the girl with the perfect Instagram body. She wasn't trying to be, and that's exactly why people loved her. She created videos showing how bras, tops, and fashion could work on a flat chest. She reminded viewers they didn't need to change anything to feel attractive.
On this channel, I talk about body positivity, small boobs, being skinny, and everything self-love.
She often clapped back at comments asking if she'd ever get a boob job. Her answer? Absolutely not. That became a core part of her brand. She wasn't just the girl who accepted her body. She was the blueprint for others to do the same. So when she suddenly showed up post-op, the reaction wasn't just surprise. It was for many a sense of betrayal.
When I saw all my girlfriends starting to have boobs, I started to wonder what was wrong with my body.
Now, the implant announcement wasn't Clara's first controversial moment. A few months before that, she uploaded a video that left her audience deeply uncomfortable. It was called "The Surprising Habits That Keep Me Skinny." She described skipping meals, avoiding snacks, and only eating when she felt really hungry.
I often don't remember to eat unless I really feel it in my stomach. I'm like, oh my god, I'm hungry. And then I realized that, oh, it's like 7 p.m. and I haven't eaten anything all day.
She talked about North American portion sizes being crazy and said she often left food uneaten, claiming it was a sign of respecting her body.
I was really shocked when I see a North American portion, okay? You guys' portions are crazy. You guys' portions are like literally 3-4 times bigger than like the Asian portion.
Now, to some, this might sound like just personal preference, but to others, especially young viewers, it came off as promoting unhealthy habits. She never called it a diet, but the messaging was loud and clear. Smaller portions, less food, more control. And not because your body needs it, but because that's what keeps you skinny. And again, this wouldn't be as controversial if she weren't the same person who, for years, told her audience not to obsess over size, weight, or appearances. Shortly after that, Clara fully leaned into the skinny identity. And yeah, confidence is great, but at this point, it felt like she was no longer challenging beauty standards. She was reinforcing them. When people started asking questions, she didn't double down on education or context. She pivoted. She distanced herself from the body positivity label and began framing her new content around aesthetics, productivity, and performance, all while still being praised in the algorithm for the old persona. Then came April 2024. At first, people thought it was an April Fool's prank. Clara showed up in videos with a noticeably different figure but said nothing. A few subtle hints, a few knowing glances, but no confirmation. And then she dropped the reel.
Yes, I did have a boob job. I know this might come as a shock because my whole page used to be about loving my flat chest and being confident with it. I literally built my entire career and following around that. So why did I do it? Am I crazy? Was everything a lie? Was I secretly insecure this whole time and just use body positivity as a way to make money so I could finally afford a boob job? No, let me tell you the real reason why I did it. And it comes down to one word. Fun.
She explained she was tired of being boxed into the flat-chested body positivity girl. She said she wanted to try something new, that she wasn't abandoning her values, she was just evolving. She even said the implants were a way to break free and show she could do whatever she wanted. And you know what? She's allowed to. Her body, her choice. But for her audience, especially the ones who saw her as a voice of empowerment, it felt like something had changed. She wasn't just changing her body, she was rebranding. The internet didn't hold back. Reddit threads popped up, TikToks were stitched, and comment sections filled with confusion and frustration. A top Reddit comment summed it up. I loved her for helping me accept my flat chest. Now it feels like she cashed in on that and dipped. Another wrote, she literally became the face of flat-chested empowerment. Now she's monetizing her new figure like none of that ever happened. Some fans weren't upset about the implants themselves. They were upset that Clara had spent years telling them not to change for the world, only to go do exactly that. And not with honesty, but by saying it was for fun.
I just had this look, this aesthetic, my whole life, and now I just want to see what the opposite feels like. For fun, for curiosity, for me.
It didn't help that people remembered her past content, like when she'd say things like, "At least guys aren't attracted to me just for my boobs," or compare the comfort of small chests to the downsides of having a larger one. Whether those statements were intended to put others down or not, they aged poorly. What fans saw wasn't just a shift in content, it was a shift in values, one that made them question whether her message had ever really been about confidence, or if it was just branding all along. Let's be super clear, this is not about policing someone's body. If Clara Dao wants implants, that's her right. No shame in that. The issue is the messaging, the contradiction between love yourself as you are and, actually, I changed myself for fun. It sends mixed signals to a young audience, many of whom were drawn to her because she helped them accept their bodies in the first place. It raises a question influencers hate. Was any of it real? When your entire persona is built on being relatable, natural, and authentic, and you change your entire aesthetic overnight while calling it a personal experiment, that disconnect hits hard. This isn't about the surgery, it's about trust. It's about the fact that so many people found genuine healing in her content, and now that content feels like it was just a phase. Some might say, she grew, people change. True. But when your change erases the foundation of why people followed you, that's not just growth, that's abandonment. This situation with Clara Dao reminds us why we can appreciate influencers, but we should be careful idolizing them. What they stand for today might be gone tomorrow. Because behind the ring lights and TikToks, a lot of it is still just performance. We don't need perfect influencers, but we do need honest ones. If Clara had just said, "Hey, I used to love being flat-chested, but I've changed my mind," maybe fans would have respected that more. But to say it was for fun, for aesthetic, that hits different, especially when you've been the face of a movement for so long. So what do you think? Did Clara Dao betray her message, or is this just the internet overreacting? Let me know in the comments. I'm really curious what you think. And hey, whether you're team let her live or team this is wild, hit that like button. Subscribe for more honest takes on internet culture, and remember, it costs $0 to be real with your audience. See you next time.